From Los Angeles, this is Montserrat Radio. Montserrat Radio.
You have a new book coming out, The America We Deserve, which I've had a chance to had some excerpts given to me by your office. Let me talk about some of the issues. One is North Korea, and you say that you, as president, would be willing to launch a preemptive strike against North Korea's nuclear capability.
First, I'd negotiate. I would negotiate like crazy, and I'd make sure that we tried to get the best deal possible. Look, Tim, if a man walks up to you on a street in Washington, because this doesn't happen, of course, in New York, but if a man walks up and puts a gun to your head and says, give me your money, wouldn't you rather know where he's coming from before he had the gun in his hand? And these people, in 3 or 4 years, are going to be having nuclear weapons. They're going to have those weapons pointed all over the world, and specifically at the United States. And wouldn't you be better off solving this really potentially unbelievable, and the biggest problem, I mean, we can talk about the economy, we can talk about Social Security. The biggest problem this world has is nuclear proliferation. And we have a country out there in North Korea, which is sort of wacko, which is not a bunch of dummies, and they are going out and they are developing nuclear weapons. And they're not doing it because they're having fun doing it. They're doing it for a reason. And wouldn't it be good to sit down and really negotiate something, and ideally negotiate? Now, if that negotiation doesn't work, you better solve the problem now than solve it later, Tim. And you know it, and every politician knows it, and nobody wants to talk about it. Jimmy Carter, who I really like, and he went over there. It was so soft. These people are laughing at us.
The former general of the Air Force, Merrill McPeak, the former Secretary of Defense, Les Aspin, said you could not launch a preemptive strike against North Korea because the nuclear fallout could be devastating to the Asian Peninsula.
I'm not talking about us using nuclear weapons. I'm saying that they have areas where they're developing missiles.
No, but taking out their nuclear potential would create a fallout.
Tim, do you know that this country went out and gave them nuclear reactors, free fuel for 10 years? We virtually tried to bribe them into stopping, and they're continuing to do what they're doing, and they're laughing at us. They think we're a bunch of dummies. I'm saying that we have to do something to stop.
But if the military told you, Mr. Trump, we can't do this.
You give me 2 names. You're giving me 2 names. I don't know. Do you want to do it in 5 years when they have warheads all over the place, every one of them pointing to New York City, to Washington, and every one of our... Is that when you want to do it? Or do you want to do something now? You better do it now. And if they think you're serious, I deal with lots of people. If they think you're serious, they'll negotiate, and it'll never come.
In the spirit of the war against fake news, Montserrat Radio presents The Fake News Show, conspiracy news and a different point of view of current events. And now your host, Benny Wilson.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Fake News Show. Today is August the 9th, 2017, a Wednesday, and I'm pretty tired, but that's okay. I had some issues with my system, and the reason is because I'm doing this on myself. The guy that's supposed to be helping me, he had also another issues that he couldn't make it here. That's fine. So we're here now. So I'm bringing you a lot of news, and I also bring you. I'm not bringing you intel, and there's a reason why. I'm not playing around with your brains. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to manipulate you. Okay, I'm just being honest. I don't. It's not that I don't have intel. I rather not say it. Okay. Let's wait for tomorrow, okay? Please understand this. So, I take my time, and before I continue with my show, I take my time and I revise a lot of messages. Although I do not use my Fake News Show email anymore, I check it today, and I have over 5,000 emails. I appreciate that people writing me. I know they have my email before. The only reason why I haven't deleted is because if I delete it, I also will delete my channel, my YouTube channel. I'm not doing that. So that's fine. I'm going to have to hire somebody to read those emails for me because there's too many. So I just want to thank everybody because they know that I'm back now. And thank you for all everybody. And I thank you for that overwhelming support in YouTube, all over the internet. Thank you for those beautiful emails that I read from Australia, Austria. I got some emails from Japan. I got some emails in Turkey. I got 2 people in Turkey listening to my show. So basically the whole world is waiting for the RB. I'm not surprised. I'm not the number one guru. No, I'm not. And I hate to be called a guru, but there you go. So let me just remind you how. Let's do a little recap what happened yesterday. Because if you did not listen to my show yesterday, you're probably not going to understand this information. So yesterday, I told you just a little briefing how news are being managed and how news are flown in the internet. Okay, I'm talking about the news that we have, that we get. And I've been accused by a troll. I just found out about a troll that I kick him out. Like I said before, and I've been saying, and I'm gonna repeat it again. See, I never get attacked with from white people. I never get attacked with white people. I very, very rarely get attacked with black people. But the most attacks, I get it from my own people. And this idiot, again, he's a Latino, and he was attacking me viciously, saying that he has proof that the dinar already revalue and all this bullcrap and bullshit and this and that. And all why? Because he envied me. Yes, he envied me. He just said it right there. If you can read it right there, if you could read it, because I already deleted it, you could tell that the guy envied me. Okay? Because the guy just hated that I called the attention. He just hated that people praising me. I don't deserve that praising, but because, what I'm doing, I do it with the goodness of my heart. But see, trolls do not understand that. They love the attention, and they will kill anybody regardless. They will kill their image. They will talk crap about you, etc., etc. That's the way that's how they are. They are trolls. Okay, so I don't bother with trolls, but thanks for letting me know. So continue with this conversation. Yesterday I told you how the news flows in the internet. I told you that on the mainstream media, they have all the resources. They have people who speak Arabic. They have reading proof. They have writing proof. They make sure that their information is exactly in perfect way, and they just deploy it. But we don't. Okay? And this is what I'm going to repeat it again. I need you to please respect the people who brings the news to us. And I'm not talking about me. Okay? See, the reason why I bring news on my show is because a lot of people demand to know about the news. They demand that. If my show would be just based on intel, which intel is a special information given to me, I guarantee you, my show will not be 20 minutes. My show probably will be the most 5 minutes. That's it. And I'm telling you right now, it will not work. It wouldn't. Okay? So, the reason why these people are so desperate, they just want to know one thing. They want to know when I'm going to get paid. I have said it many times. When am I going to get paid? So, I don't want to get carried away. Let me just continue what I talked yesterday. So, what happened today was that I told you yesterday, I told you yesterday that we don't have people that can do some proofreading when they actually, translate from Arab to English. They don't do that. Some of them, and I'm not saying only one, some of them use Google Translate. They don't have the time because they are donating their time. And then they cut and paste, and they post it on different places in the Netherlands. Okay? Do I criticize that? No. Okay? Am I angry about it? No. I respect those people. I don't know anybody of those people, but I respect them. Why? Because from their goodness of their own heart, they are trying to help the community. They are trying to give you news so you can see how the revaluation goes. What part of that you do not understand? And I'm just telling that to those trolls. Because this guy accused me of repeating the same thing that everybody's repeating. Well, duh! That's what news is about. What do you expect, idiot? What do you expect? So why is it that people follow me? It's because of my intel. That 3 minutes or 2 minutes, boom. That's because they remember. Hey, I remember Benny saying that. So what did I tell you yesterday? I told you yesterday about the news and why and how it flows. Now, what happened today? Okay, let me tell you what happened today. I got news here, and just let me pull that up, and let me pull my browser. Okay, let me see. Where is it? Oh, there you go. Let me see. Okay. All right. Let me just take this out. Let me sign out from these people here, and let me open up. Okay, here we go. So on the news I got, it is a news that it was brought and everybody laughed about it. There's nothing to laugh about it. Probably the guy did not have the time to brief reading what he did. Okay, so the guy came out, and if you read the title of the news, it says this. It says that Iraq, it is one of the most, is the one of the three, or is the third place, is the third place of the most secure countries in the world. That's what it says, and everybody start laughing. So when you read down, it'll tell you that it's unsecure. Didn't I make myself clear? I told you what they do, right? So Iraq is well known that is one of the most unsecure countries in the world, but the title doesn't say so. They're just missing 2 letters, UN. See what I'm talking about? This is what I need you to understand. This is our situation. Many times the news is incomplete, and many times is bad written. The translation is terrible. Sometimes it's very short because they just did not have any time to try to translate the rest of the article. There's nothing I can do about it, don't I? Right? I mean, this is what we got. This is what we need to handle. This is what we need to give to the people so they can be informed. So stop complaining. If you don't like it, just get out. I'm not putting a gun in your head, and I'm not even coming over here for your approval. Are you kidding me, you damn ass? I'm not here for your approval. Alright, sorry for that. Anyway, so let's go to the news. Alright, so we have a news about the Article 140, and for those who don't know what is Article 140, let me explain to you. Article 140 is very simple. Article 140 is the article that disclose the agreement as a condition from the United Nations that deals with disputed territories in Iraq. What are those disputed territories? Well, one thing that I know, there's one of those disputed territories, a place called Kirkuk. All right, I don't care about the rest because, like I said, I don't follow news. I just giving it the news. Why do I care? I care about banks. Okay, I have said it all the times. Give me banks news, and I will tell you what's going on. And I'm gonna tell you, gonna give you one little hint how you gonna find out that you are about to RB. So pay attention. I'm gonna tell you later on in this show how you gonna find out that you are about to exchange. And I'm not gonna make this up. And I know that this show will go viral today. Alright? So just hold on. Alright, so Article 140 that deals with the territories and disputed territories. So the United Nations already ordered Iraq to implement Article 140. They are talking about, there's a lot of news saying they're gonna activate Article 140, but guess what? They're not doing it. Why? Well, because they are purposely delaying the RB. You don't believe me? Wait. You'll see. They are purposely delaying the RB. They got very little to do with complying with the UN and the IMF. Very little. And now that I remember, I have another news about the IMF that somebody posted on my chat room, and I just haven't had the chance to address it. But I promise you I will address it tomorrow in English, because I think I'm going to address it today in Spanish. So let's go back to the news. Also, we have a meeting, a very important meeting from Basra, that it says, that's what the article says, discussing today the abolition of the petrodollar. So the petrodollar, let me just erase this because I have too many sound. Sorry. Alright, there you go. So basically what they do, and this is something that you're not going to hear from your favorite guru, okay? I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just telling you the truth, all right? So basically what they are doing, they're discussing to abolish some places and stop the circulation of the dollar. What do you call that? How do you call that? Some of them call it, they're going to have, it's about dealing with liquidation. No, it's not about that. How do you call that? By dealing with the abolition of the petrodollar. That is called detachment. They don't want to use the dollar anymore. In order for any country to give their currency a new value, they need to be independent and not dependent on a foreign country. In this case, it is the dollar. So their detachment process already started. And I believe this is a very great information and news. Okay? So now you know this. We also have some interesting news that says that China is canceling the death of world's most poverty nations. Now, why are they doing it? Well, in order for the yuan to become the world standard currency in the world, he needs to create the demand. And how is he going to create the demand? By buying countries. That's basically what he's doing. China is buying countries. They're buying the debts that nobody wants, okay? And then introducing their own currency. All right? So this is also part of prophecy. There has been some prophet that already called that up. So we're not surprised about that. And notice that basically China is doing exactly what bankers do. Yeah, you don't believe me? Well, let me tell you something. You probably don't know this, but I'm going to tell you what's going on. Back in the 80s and the 90s, there were a lot of bank emergencies. Big banks will buy small banks. Okay? And the last 7 years when I was working, on the first 7 years when I was working in the banking industry, I literally saw and was experiencing being bought out by big banks, big fishes, what we used to call them, about 9 times. And I'm not joking about it. So for 9 times, my ass was saved by not losing my job. Because whenever they do merging, that's what they do. They clean up the house and they rehire new people, or they fire the people that is in the bank that have been bought. So what they were doing, they were actually buying debts, okay? Bad debts. Why? Because it was a war. It was a financial war. Big fishes will eat little fishes. But people did not know why these things were happening, because it's not happening right now. You don't see no merchants anymore. You don't see no big fish or big bank eating the little bank. And there's a reason for it. Because now, under the new financial system, they cannot do it unless there is a specific legal reason, and they need to fulfill a lot of reasons, a lot of, how would you call that? They need to fill up a lot of conditions for them to do that. They can no longer do this criminal overtaking. Wells Fargo was one of them. And there's a reason why Wells Fargo is no longer in those banks that are not going to be part of the exchange. And you all already know how Wells Fargo came out in the news being one of the most corrupted banks they are. Because that's the way it is. Not many people know this information I'm going to give you. So I'm probably going to get in trouble, but I don't care. Not many people know why the 9/11 occur, and what was the reason behind 9/11. Okay, it's very simple. I'm gonna just give you one reason, because when they created 9/11, they killed about 3 birds from one shot. Okay, 3 birds in one shot. So I'm just gonna give you the little bird, the first bird. The first bird they killed was people's death. Other people, other banks' death that could not be bought out. That could not be, that could not find somebody to buy it. Why? Because from the 80s all the way to the 90s, exactly when it finished on 2000, there were massive take-it banks, big banks to little banks. They were buying death. They were doing bad deals. And of course, they were running in red numbers. So they needed to find a so-called logic reason why to ask for a bailout. Bingo. See? The American people pay for something they got nothing to do. Who paid that up? We did. Who supported the establishment? The Republicans, the Democrats. And this is the reason why they don't want Donald Trump. I play in the beginning of my show an interview with Donald Trump talking about North Korea. That interview was done back in 1999. And he already knew the big mistake they were doing concerning North Korea. But now, how the leaders are attacking Donald Trump. They're accusing him to be the bad man. Oh yeah. He's the one to be blamed. Yes, this is how retarded these people are. They cannot find one reason to attack Donald Trump. They cannot find one logic reason. They just hate him. He criticized him back in 1999, over 10 years ago, the big screw up they were doing with North Korea. But no, they didn't care, didn't they? No, they didn't care. Why they never cared about North Korea? Because North Korea has no oil. None. Simple as that. Why? Because who govern and who decides whatever the president does? Who? Does the president have any power in the decision? No, they don't. They all have been puppets. So who make the decisions? The bankers. You see now? Do you understand? Do you really understand how bad we are right now? And now that we have a president that is not a puppet, that no one can control him, the establishment is going crazy. And then will continue going crazy. Yep. So, let's continue with the show. I told you that I was going to tell you how to find out that we are about to exchange. Right? Alright, let me tell you something that I can share with you. Alright. These companies that sell you dinars, these companies that can sell your dung, they have what they call a special reserve. Okay? They have a special reserve, meaning they have this special batch of currency they can hold and report it that they need to use it for some other meanings, including exchanging. Okay? Because it is literally illegal, because it will go against federal regulations and rules, not sell a currency when the currency is available. See, one of the most moronic thinking is about people. People think that just because the dinar will revalue, when they raise the value of the dinar, they believe they're going to stop selling the dinar. I don't know how and where did they get this idea. I don't know. Why would they stop selling the dinar? Do you think that the whole system is going to be stopping just because you are going to get rich? So what about the people who don't give a damn that you're getting rich and need the dinar because he's going to travel somewhere? He's going to travel to Iraq. No, people. They will never stop the selling of the dinar. The only thing that's going to change is the price, the way you're going to buy it. Simple as that. Okay? So, how are you going to find out that we are very about to go in exchange? What am I going to tell you? I know already people are going to attack me. I don't care. I know they're going to criticize me. I don't care. I'm not here for your approval, moron. I'm going to tell people how they're going to find out when we are about to exchange. That's one of the reasons. Just one. This is just one of the reasons how you're going to be able to know that they're about to exchange. Okay? If you live in a big city, and if in that big city there has more than one branch, they have 2, 3, 4. All you gotta do is go to your favorite branch and find out if they have dinars. They will tell you, we ran out. That's the way they're gonna tell you. Okay, we ran out. Come back tomorrow. Come back. They will tell you, come back next week if it is a Friday. But they will always tell you, come back tomorrow most of the time. If you come back tomorrow and there's still no dinars, that's your sign. Hello? If you call some other stores and they tell you the same thing and you cannot find a store that will sell you dinars, that's when you need to be prepared because you are about to exchange. Why am I saying this? Because those stores keep a batch of currency ready to be exchanged so they can also generate millions of dollars. Simple. They already know when the exchange is going to be the minute they see that rate change. They will only use a little portion of that currency and the rest they will hold it for the owner of that store. Simple. They have the right to do that. Okay? So, when you call all these stores and you find no place, one more day, after 2 days and you find no place to buy dinars, it is time for you to get ready. Will that happen very soon? I'd rather not say anything. Okay? Alright, so what I can tell you right now, it is that the lower DENOMS, and that show is called 1-to-1. Okay? Why is it called 1-to-1? 1-to-1, it is the rate that many gurus and experts, not only gurus and experts, are saying inside Iraq and outside Iraq, the potential that the dinar will revalue. Some say that it will revalue $1.20. Some said they will revalue $1.50. Okay? Some even said that the price will be basically restore the price before Saddam Hussein went out. The truth is that they need to come out with an introductory rate. They need to come out with one rate to start the whole thing up. And I have said it many times that the most common introductory rate for any currency is between 4 cents to 10 cents. If a currency reaches 10 cents, it is considered a huge revaluation. If you don't believe me, go to UBS, talk to an expert. They will tell you. And the people will say, what's UBS? UBS is one of the most, probably the main bank concerning and take care of all the currencies, exchange currencies in the world. Find out in your city if you have one. It's called UBS. It's an English bank. All right? Just walk inside the bank and ask the teller. Tell him, hey, for a currency to exchange, what will be the common between? Can you give me a range? And they will tell you. Well, the most we're seeing is 4 to 10 cents. How do they know? Because every single day, currencies devalue and revalue. Okay? If you don't know that, now you know. So why is it the whole community is talking about one-to-one? Well, there's reasons, they're logical reasons. I'm not criticizing that. I totally understand that. And totally agree with that. But there's something they're not telling you. The logical reason they're saying is because they need to deal with inflation. And the only way to deal with inflation and liquidation problems is by raising the value of the dinar 1-to-1. So we already know they're going to revalue to 1-to-1. How do we know? It's because the lower DENOMS are about to be distributed. And there's some gurus out there, not all, but just some, that they are saying that they're going to be distributed and there will be no change in the rate. That will show you, and you know who I'm talking to, that will show you that they know shit about economics, they don't know nothing about currency, they don't know nothing. They're only good to open their mouths and let people down. If you are listening to one of those idiots, get out. He doesn't know crap about economics. It's literally impossible to spend billions of dollars in creating a new currency, a lower denomination currency, without giving it a new rate. Literally impossible. It makes no sense at all. At all. Nothing. It will be a disaster for the economy, not only for Iraq, but for the whole region, believe it or not, because the whole region is waiting for this. So, when the lower denominations will be distributed, we have a stronger belief, and I also have intel that I actually able and I'm allowed to say that. I said in the beginning that I'm not going to give you intel, but for the sake of the information that I'm about to give you, I will give you this intel. Just this. Because I said it in my Facebook page today. They have until August the 21st to complete this. We know that they're already, deploying the new ATM machines. We know that, okay? We know that they're going to be loaded with all these beautiful lower denomination dinars, okay? And they're going to be activated. So, we have information that they're going to load it on August the 20th. All right? And by August the 21st, all the salaries will be payable to the citizens. Now, we don't know the day they're going to choose to pay out the salaries. I want you to understand this. We don't know. We are assuming that it's going to be August the 21st. And if you pay attention to the day, you will see that there's a big comparison to the solar eclipse that is going to change our country, August the 21st. Was that a coincidence? No, it's not. So, we have very strong feelings that it's going to happen on August the 21st. They're going to distribute it, and the whole world will know that they're now 1-to-1 against the dollar. But that will be only locally. Does that mean you need to go like crazy to the bank? No. You need to wait for instructions. Did I say that before? I think so. You need to wait for instructions because the international rate We don't know if it's going to be live on August the 21st or August the 22nd. For one thing is for sure, okay? That we in America will find out August the 22nd. Why? Because of the hours. They're 10 hours ahead of us. Okay? So understand that fact. I'm giving you all the details. Alright? If there's something that you do not understand, I'm sorry. I cannot spoon feed you. People are demanding to be spoon feeding. I'm not here to spoon feed you. If you don't take your time to study this process, that's your fault, not my fault. Alright? Okay. So, that's the situation we have right now in the process of the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. We are very close. Very close. I've been also told that we are going to have fantastic news tomorrow. We're going to have fantastic news tomorrow. Okay? And I believe the closer we get to August the 21st, people are going to go crazy. But don't fall for chaos. Don't fall for panic. Because I also been told that we are going to have bad news. And I'm gonna give you more details because all the intel I will give it to you tomorrow. Okay? So that's about it for me. If you have any questions, go ahead and put it in my Facebook page. If you're not in my Facebook page and YouTube, if you're listening in YouTube, go ahead and just ask the question. I sometimes answer those questions. And if I don't answer those questions, I will make sure that I get a note and I will answer that question if you have any questions, okay? Thank you so much for your attention. And before I leave, let me read some of the questions here. I don't have any questions. Oh, I cannot see the questions here. Sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and finish this show. And I also want to let you know that if you're in YouTube and you're listening to my show, underneath my video, you will see one link. Okay? If you're interested in investing in Bitcoin and learning Bitcoin directly from me, that's your link right there. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'll see you next time in another show, the Fake News Show. For now, good night and bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Fake News Show with Benny. See you next time for more conspiracy news, current events, and intel from the most controversial show from Montserrat Radio.